Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a video for you that I have been putting off for honestly months now. We're doing some finishing touches on a few corners of our home that have been needing this little bit of TLC to just finish them up, and it's taken me a while to get to this point. But today is the day, no more excuses, we are doing it. But we have 3 little projects to work on today, and I'm so excited to share them with you and hopefully inspire you to finish up your own little home projects that you've been putting off as well. First up is this lovely vase. I thrifted this vase, I think it was like $5 or $6. It's really pretty in its shape. From afar, it looks fine, but up close, the glaze and the finish is weird. The finish itself is just kind of messy and it has some stains on it. So we are going to finish this in a very popular, trendy way with baking soda and paint and see if we can give it that clay look. I just feel like it's such an interesting shape that it will look really pretty finished that way. Hopefully it works. I've never done it. I've only seen videos multiple times, so we're counting that as my homework and we're going for it. But first I need to protect my tablecloth and put something down. My Home Depot bag. I went to Home Depot first to get some paint and they didn't quite have everything I needed, so I had to go to Michael's as well. But I got a few paints. So first from Home Depot, I got this eggshell linen white, just like kind of off-white shade. And then we're gonna layer that with a couple acrylics that I'm hoping I can water down because I couldn't find a glaze. This one is the espresso color, and then this one is golden brown. So we'll layer lightest to darkest. Fingers crossed that that works. I also don't have paper plates or like painter palette. That was very hard. So I don't have any of those. So we're using some of our Tupperware and it should wash out because I'm not gonna let it dry. And even if it did dry, I think I could scrape it off. So we're gonna start with the paint sample. This one we are not watering down. We are just using it as is. And I'm pretty sure we just kind of guess to the consistency. I don't know how much I need. Say that. I also bought paint brushes and some sponges. I just bought the cheapest ones. I'm already getting paint all over my hands. Okay, so we have our paint, our main paint. And now we're gonna add some baking soda to it. So I'm just gonna scoop. I don't know. Like I said, I'm totally guessing. I watched a couple videos and said, I can do that. And here we are. So we'll do 3 teaspoons and mix and see what happens. It's a nice texture. I think I want a little more. So we'll do a 4th heaping teaspoon here. I think I need more. Okay, 5 heaping teaspoons. Seems good, she said confidently. Okay, we can always layer, right? If it's not the right consistency, we can always just throw another layer. You know, I don't remember the last craft I did. We're going. We're just, I didn't even prep before that. Wait, I just went for it. I want it to be not like perfectly smooth. I want it to look like pottery. A really thin layer, it looks like, is what's working best. So I'm kind of thinning out the thick areas. I definitely got enough paint in my little Tupperware because I've already done a lot and I haven't refilled my brush. I'm going to fix it, but that is the painted side and that is the different. There you go. So we're getting more of that matte clay-like finish. If this pot was actually a really expensive historic antique, don't tell me, it will break my heart. There's a dog outside. I definitely went too heavy at first with how much paint was on the brush. So now I'm like kind of trying to pick that up and move it somewhere else. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. I'm hoping it works. Clearly I didn't know what I was doing, but I have a feeling it'll work. So as long as it can dry, then I can move on to layering to get that finished pottery look. Might take a day, we'll see. We'll come back to this when it's ready. Next project. I have this vintage spice rack that I searched for a long time, and then I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It came in its original box and it had never been opened, so that was very exciting to find. And I love it. However, and some of you are gonna hate me for wanting to change this, the glass doors came with this etched blue and green lily maybe flower. And while it is very pretty, I have lived with it for a while now, and I just don't like the flowers. As much as I love flowers and floral things, I just don't love it here. So I am going to replace the glass. I actually went to a local glass shop today, and in like 5 minutes they had cut me new glass to fit. So I'm gonna replace the glass with just some clear glass, because I don't even know if you can see, but there are these vintage spice jars inside. You can't see them through the blue flower. And this is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to see my spices in a beautiful, curated, simple way so that it was easy to manage, because our situation right now with our spices is a joke. So last night my husband and I actually already took these out. I had been trying for months, and then he did it in like 5 minutes, maybe less. So it wasn't as hard as I thought. It had like a little wooden lip along the bottom that held it in. We just had to pop that piece of wood out and then they came out. So simple. You think I would have noticed that or thought of it, but no. I think these spice racks were really popular in like the 70s, maybe like the 60s. This one, I don't know, it probably says the year on the box, which I still have, but I can show you. Right. Has the vintage Walmart sticker, so it's from Walmart, but it's wood and glass, and you know, it's not like the Walmart we know today. So I need to get the glass in here, and this is our brand new, shiny, clear, plain glass. I'm a little bit of a minimalist, or a lot of it of a minimalist. It had to be done. That's obviously not secured in there, but look at that. Oh, it just looks so much better. Again, I'm sorry if you prefer the flowers, but like, look at that. It just looks so clean and crisp and more expensive in my opinion. Let's try and get the pieces of wood in there to secure it. This is not my forte. This is why I need Steve around. Just kidding, I need you for more, Steve. So I'm just using the original wood pieces and little tiny nails that they had. That one popped right back in. We used this to get it out. This is not a hammer. I understand. Look at that. Perfect. Yay! I'm so excited. Months, you guys. I have wanted to do this for months and I just haven't. It just took something in me to just snap and be like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm changing these things that have been bothering me. Next piece here. Slide this baby in. And we've got the little wood guy here. Trying to fit it right back in that same hole. There we go. Popped back in. You can see we did damage it a little bit yesterday or last night, but it is what it is. Look at that. Look at that beauty. I'm so excited. And now look, how much better, because now they match. You'll be able to see them. I'm so excited. Okay, this part is done, but now we have to tackle the actual spice jars. Now we need to put the spices in each individual jar. The spice rack came with these beautiful vintage labels. They're so pretty. I love the look of them and I really want to use them. However, they're so old that they don't stick anymore. Like the backing's already off of this and it doesn't stick. I'm gonna try to use them anyways, and how I'm gonna do that is very simple with tape. This is a double-sided permanent tape that's supposed to be kind of like a glue. So I'm hoping that it will do the job. I'm gonna start with the torn cinnamon because just like look how beautiful that will be. I also have a plate, so I'm ready to put the spices in the jars. Isn't that pretty? Cinnamon, ready. So we'll get the rest of these on the jars and then add the spices. These are delicate. They are so old. I'm glad I'm getting them on and leaving them, hopefully. I just can't get over how cute they are. Like, look at how cute. I'm so excited. So now we just need to fill each jar with their respective spice. Got my little funnel here. That felt a little inappropriate. Good to know. Yep, I'll be back. This spice cabinet is finally done. I think I got it in like June, and then in October I went through and washed all of the jars, and then it sat for months and I did nothing to it. So to have it completed is so nice, and our counter looks so much better. Really love this, and I love how it turned out, and I love how it looks. I love how clean it makes everything and how it's like the perfect marriage between like vintage and minimal, and I love it. So I'm very happy that this is finally done. Okay, so back to the pot. What is this? Vase. It is dry, the first layer. I didn't get the bottom. So I think I learned that I did too much baking soda, but I think it's a good base. And now I can build on it with less baking soda / more paint ratio. Adding my paint. And I also don't need nearly as much as I thought I did. Gonna have to switch to the sponge because I did not clean my brush yet. I think we're literally gonna do like not even a full teaspoon. It's more liquidy than last time. It was just like so thick and it was drying, and luckily now it feels like cement plastery kind of a texture, but this is more paint-like, so that's good. This is going on so much better than the last time. I think just having that texture on it plus the lower baking soda ratio helps a lot. The nice thing about this technique is that you don't have to have like perfect brush strokes because you kind of want that like messy pottery look, so it's really, you can't really mess it up. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Second coat has dried and it honestly looks so much better. I feel better. It's probably not totally dry, but it's dry enough that we can move on to the next step, which will be taking our next lightest color, the golden brown acrylic paint, mixing it with some water and a little baking soda. I want to create a lighter finish. Don't think I'll need a lot because it's gonna go on so thin, so we'll start small. We have learned from our mistakes from round 1. Start very small. Adding a tiny bit of baking soda and a little bit of water. Okay, and I'm going to use my smaller sponge brush. And I honestly think that this sponge brush worked a lot better than the regular brush. It's very runny, like very drippy, so we'll see. Maybe I'll do like a test near the bottom. Oh, see, that's really, really dark. The first coat was great with the brush because it gave it those long strokes. The second coat with the same color but less baking soda, it worked great with the sponge because it was able to really fill in those holes. And now the brush might be it again because it's going to give a really thin glaze look, I'm hoping. So let's see how this works. Ooh, scary. Okay, that was like way darker than I wanted. Okay, so maybe you need both and water. So I don't know if you can see, but see how it's giving it like a very thin coat. Like I do not want this to be thick because I really like the base color. So I applied it. I don't even know if I need to do the application with the brush, but then I used the sponge to really water it down and spread it. And that gives it that like dirty sandy look, which is what we're going for. Okay. And then water on the sponge. It's messy, but because we want it to look like clay, like old, you know? So we do not want that thick paint look. Okay, I think I've got it. I'm gonna finish this and I'll be right back. It has dried mostly, and we're going to do the last step, and I'm a little scared about this one. Now, we are going to use our darker color to give even more of that like gritty look to it. Everyone that does it that I've seen, it looks so good. I'm just scared because I'm like, I don't want to mess it up, you know? So we're gonna do like a tiny bit of paint. Is that too little? Okay, we'll do 2 drops. Again, do I use the brush? We're gonna add water to it again. It's kind of messy last time. So that is like the tiniest. I need more paint. That was ridiculous. Because I definitely want it to be that darker shade. But it's quite a bit darker than the last color. Here we go. We can do this. Going to add it generously. And then I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna go for it and then I'll be back. Oh, okay, the day is almost over and we finished. It is done. It's starting to get dark. Our little pottery is complete. Look at that. It looks so good, honestly. Okay, except for the bottom. Don't look at the bottom. I didn't really do the bottom. But other than that, it looks really good. It looks like dirty pottery, which is what I wanted. That was the goal. Now we're just gonna add in our little eucalyptus leaves. I already put one piece of magazine in there and I'm gonna add another one just to give it like something to kind of hold the eucalyptus with. This is just, I think, from Hobby Lobby. We're just gonna add this in and then we can add it to our little, what is that thing called? Oh my gosh. And then we can add it to the entryway makeover and we're done. The last update that we need to make today is the entryway. If you remember my house tour, this space was boring. I mean, most of our house was that way. We had moved in like a month before. Things were still just being figured out, and honestly, they still are. I knew I wanted some kind of beautiful antique furniture piece in this space, and I found this one. This is an antique bowed glass case. It is so beautiful. I got it for $75 on Facebook Marketplace. It's a true antique. Since I bought it, I have cleaned it and treated the wood. Shining, it's beautiful. We also recently got this lamp that fits perfectly on top of there. It's so cute. It's so tiny and it's great to have some light back here. Now we need to decorate this space to kind of finish it off and make it feel very welcoming and beautiful and fill the case with things that I have been collecting over the past few months. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope it was fun for you and that you enjoyed seeing me finally finish these few little things that I've been putting off for so long. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. It feels so good to have those done. Truly, they've been on my to-do list every day off I've had for months. So now they can finally be off the list for good. But if you liked this video, please subscribe for more. Give it a thumbs up so that others can find it too. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye.